Hello, guys. This is Natasha, the one and only. Okay, so today, Jesse Lee Peterson had a show today as it relates to this gentleman called. He's 28 years old and his wife is 27. Hi. And they had a call regarding his marital issues and problems. His wife left him about 6 or 7 times. They have 3 children together. That's the only woman he knows. He hasn't been with any woman since high school. That was his first woman. And what was interesting is this is the first time ever I actually agree with Jesse Lee Peterson. I will go ahead and play the clip. It's about, 16 minutes long, but it is very interesting to hear this guy's truth come out, where he says, he admits to being abusive to his wife. And of course, he has a lot of rage from an absent father. His father wasn't there. The father was in drugs all the time. And the mother always had a new man. She married twice. And she always was in and out of a relationship. And so the wife, he said that his wife, he found out a lot of stuff about her later on, that she was not a virgin for real. And she would just leave him, take all the kids and just leave him to be with another guy, or she will go to her father's house. But what's so interesting, Jesse Lee Peterson asked him a question. He asked him, so what is it in you that makes you feel like you need this woman? And that's a question that everybody should ask when they're in a relationship, when they're unhappy in a relationship. What is it that's in you that feels like you need this person? Especially if the person keeps treating you bad, keeps leaving, keeps causing you pain. What is it in you that you're missing that this person is feeling within you that makes you feel that you need that person? So that's a great question. And the guy was like, you know what? I don't think I can find better. He feels that he can't find better than her. And he doesn't want his kids to be around another man. And he has fears about that because, of course, his mother displayed that during his childhood, that she would change men a lot. So that subconscious fear of his always plays in his head, and it makes him insecure and make him feel that he cannot find better. There's no other woman that would want him. To me, that is the devil speaking. I agree with Jesse Lee Peterson in that aspect where, those bad thoughts are not really real. It's just something created out of fear. And Jesse Lee Peterson calls fear devil. You can call that since it's negative. And I totally agree with that. Because of course he can find any other woman. But the fact that he feels that he can't find any other woman, and every time she leaves him, he would have to reach out to her, and then she comes back. And then, there was a lot of chaos in the house. And he doesn't really trust her. He always fears that she's cheating on him. So when Jesse Lee Peterson says, you need to leave her, just give her the finger and just leave her. And he's like, what about my kids? He was like, well, just for now, work on you. Things will change, but just work on you right now. And I agree with that. He needs to work on him because the problem with the situation is, he's been with her for 8-9 years, and they have attachments, they have children together, and he feels he's nothing without her. And that's why he always reaches out to her every time she leaves him. And he's not secure within himself. He feels that he's not enough. He's not sufficient. And of course, her parents make him feel that way as well. So, a lot of people have insecurities. Every single person on earth has an insecurity, and I guess because she is doing exactly what his mother did and what he saw his mother did, that's why it hurts him even deeper, even more. So I think Jesse Lee Peterson did give him good advice. You need to forgive your mother and also work on yourself. Because, of course, he was abusive to this woman, and he has anger issues stem from the father, an absent father. And I think this happens with a lot of men when they have an absent father. They have a lot of anger and rage inside of them. Or if their mother was very controlling and stuff like that, they become that mother. for some reason. And, typically I don't agree with Jesse Lee Peterson, but in this case, I think it's an unhealthy relationship. It's irreparable at this point, and he needs to work on himself and work on his self-esteem, his self-worth, his self-value, and then try to be a better person for himself and also for his kids. Because that relationship is always going to be a roller coaster ride, because he doesn't trust her, number one. He doesn't even trust himself, number two. And also, she's just a mirror for him. She's doing exactly what his mother did in front of him. And it scares him. I mean, it would scare me too, So I think the best thing for him to do is, have a relationship with the kids, but work on his self-worth, work on his self-esteem. And, when I'm in a bad relationship or bad situation, I too ask myself that question, like, why am I dealing with this? Why do I deserve this? Is my self-esteem, self-value, or self-worth is that bad where I feel like I deserve this breadcrumb, this person treating me this way? If a person doesn't respect you, even if you respect them and you treat them well, then sometimes it's just time to let go and get somebody that will respect you. Sometimes letting go is the best thing. Leaving a situation is the best thing so you can find something better. Because some people are just being who they are. They're showing you their true nature. That's who they are. Leave that type of person for somebody else that can deal with it. And if you can't deal with it, just say bye-bye, So I think this was a good advice for this young man. Now, of course, Jesse Lee Peterson, he did say something that I didn't like. Of course, he blames women for everything, but he said that you need to forgive your dad for for not protecting you from the devil, which is his mother. He says that with every single man. Sorry, that's a truck. He says that with every single man but this guy said that his dad was on drugs. So no, he should have forgave his dad for being an absentee father. That's the advice Jesse should get. Not, forgive him for not protecting you from your mom. No, that's the stupid advice, So that's the only thing. But everything else, I totally agree with Jesse. Now, I'm not biased to a point where if he says something I don't agree, that I disagree with everything he says. There's a lot of stuff I do agree with him. The silent prayer, like I said, is meditation. He learned that from Buddhism and also the Bible. He calls us a meditation to basically steal it from the Buddhists. But anyways, guys, I'm going to go ahead and add the clip to this video and just watch it and tell me your take. Just go ahead and post a comment and tell me, what do you think? But this happened today, which today is the 24th, April 24th, 2023. I was on his show today. So just let me know, because when a person continuously repeats the same thing over and over again, it's either you got to do something or you got to just deal with the person, because that person's not going to change. If they can't continue to do the same thing over and over again, at that point, they're just showing you their true nature. And for me, if a man kept leaving me over and out, I would think the person doesn't love me anymore. The person doesn't love me. So that's why they can't leave. That's why they keep leaving me. Like I'm not enough for them. When, of course, I agree with Jesse Lee Peterson where he's weak. That's why he keeps allowing her to come back and allowing her to leave him over and over again, because he is weak. And that's what gets people into bad relationships. They become weak to the person, and that person becomes part of their weakness, and the worst person you could be around with is a weak person, because having weakness in your bone and not standing your ground is the worst thing to feel. I know when my first boyfriend cheated and stuff like that, oh my gosh, I was in pain, but I was not weak. I did not talk to him. And I just processed my pain on my own, and I refused to go back with him. was my first boyfriend. I was with him for what, 3-4 years. And I said, no, I'm not dealing with a man that cheats on me just for the sake of cheating me. And I was dead stone. He begged and pleaded and wanted me back. And I was like, no, I can't do it. That's what you call a strong person. When they value themselves and know their worth, and they're not taking any breadcrumbs from nobody. But when you don't value yourself, you think that person is God or is godlike, or you worship the person, of course your weakness is going to show based off of your action. So sometimes in life you have to stand strong, and when people treat you bad, you just have to just let go at times. Stop holding on, stop going back. This is not a yo-yo. Stop going back and forth. Just let go. And I had to do that with a couple of friends of mine, where I have to learn to just let go and stop letting people come back into my life that I know that they will continue to do the same thing over and over again. So Jesse Lee Peterson had it right this time. Most of it, I would say about 85% right. The other stuff is just his hatred against women. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Go ahead and listen to the clip and tell me what you think about it.
There's one line open. Let me go quickly to Thomas out of Oakland, California.
Hey, Jesse.
Hey, Thomas. Welcome to the show.
Hey, man. Amazing.
Amazing.
I like when you say that, man.
Amazing.
I'm a big supporter of the show. Yeah, man. I'm a big supporter of the show, man.
Have you ever heard me? Are you watching the show right now?
Yeah. I'm actually on it. I just stopped my truck. I'm a truck driver.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just got done with my load.
Right
but
on.
Man, I've been having some issues, man. Like, I've been with my wife, man, and it's kind of like a two-part question because it's about my mom. But then the first one is like my wife. Like, I was 19 years old at the time when I got married to her, and she was 18, and like, basically, I kind of felt comfortable with her, dating her, because, I've known her since middle school, but we never really liked each other like that. We were just like, friends. Like, it wasn't really nothing until high school. We graduated or whatever.
Right.
And I didn't really like her like that in high school. We went to different high schools, but just because I knew her, I was like, she's attractive. So I reached out to her when I finished high school and everything, and we just reconnected. But her mom and her whole family, they were like trying to tell me, she's a good girl. She doesn't, she's this and that, she's a good girl. She doesn't go out. She doesn't this. She doesn't that. So I'm driving, 3 hours from Fresno to go date her and stuff. And then, I end up marrying her. She moved into my place, and then I start finding out, stuff about her that I didn't like. She would tell me, oh, I'm a virgin, this, that, and the third.
Like a virgin.
So then, yeah. So then, things got ugly, and I just became somebody that I, didn't want to be. I'll be honest with you. I became abusive for some years. And then
you became abusive, you say?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because of, like her, I just felt betrayed. Like, I just felt like I was doing all this stuff, because she was in a bad situation at the time. Her mom got evicted from her apartment. She was staying with her family, her auntie, and, me and her, when we started dating, that was when she was kind of struggling at the time. So I was trying to get a place and, work 2 jobs at the time, being young, like, trying to make her my girlfriend and stuff. And then, so when I found out all that stuff, then I just became angry about it. And so I just wasn't able to let it go for years, man. And it was like a long time. And then, she would work her job, and then she'd be looking at guys and stuff. So then I'd get insecure about that. I just dealt with a lot of insecurities and stuff. So then now we're at a point where we had our child, and now we had 2 children. I have a 6-year-old boy, a 1-year-old son that we had last year. And then now she's pregnant again with my 3rd child, my son, another child. And
real men make boys first.
You said what?
Real men make boys first.
Okay.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's good to know, man. And so the last 3 years since, I was doing that stuff, like, well, not the last 3 years, but in the beginning when we were young, that when that stuff was going on, like, eventually she started to leave. Like, I would say 2019, that's when she started leaving me, right? She started separated for a couple weeks, and then it became months. And then it built up to where she got a restraining order on me. Like, there was a lot of stuff that happened. So then the problem is, like, she'll, like, say that she cheated on me. She'll say all this stuff, and then she'll take it back. And then it's just like a mental warfare
Yeah.
that I feel like she does to me or something, like, and it just messes with my mind. And then she'll keep coming back. Like, she'll leave me for 2 months now. There's been times where she'll come back to me, and then I'll bring it up. I'll bring up the past, or I'll bring something, the issue that we had or whatever. She'll, one day, act like everything's fine. I'll go to sleep, and then she'll just pick up and leave. She'll take the kids and be gone in the middle of the night for months. And then for 2 months, 2 or 3 months, then I'll call her back, and then, we'll talk, and then she'll come back. And she, like, keeps coming back. And I say, why you keep coming back to me? Like, I don't want to be, it's like, and then now at this point, I stopped doing that stuff, right? I let that go back in 2020. I stopped doing that stuff. And then I went and bought us a house. We moved, just tried to change things around and just change my life around and not be that type of guy, because, like I say, I go to work, I take care of my family, but it's just like she does stuff to make me, like, she'll lie about stuff that, and her cousin messes around in the street and stuff like that. Her cousin even wanted me to have a threesome with her and and my wife and stuff when we were younger. And I was like, nah, I don't want to do that, But so it was just like already stuff that I was kind of like worried about, with her family. Her mom used to try to ask us for money. Even her dad, my wife's dad, he'll try to, like, oh man, you don't make enough money to be with my daughter. Like, he doesn't say that to me, but, like, it's just kind of like those vibes that I get from him. Like, oh, you don't, you're not. The vibe I get from her family is like that. I'm not good enough for her family, and it's like that kind of ate at me too. When I met all her uncles, they're like, oh, are you gonna buy her a brand new car? Are you gonna, love is more. They said, what they tell me, they said, love don't mean nothing if you don't got no money, man. So what your pockets looking like, man? What your pockets looking like? So they were saying this at dinner to me on Father's Day. Like, I was at this event with her whole family, and they was putting me on blast like that, and I was going back at them like, don't worry about what my pockets look like, man. I'm handling my business, And so fast forward to now that I changed and stopped doing that stuff, now my thing is I'll just go and I'll go sleep on the couch or try to go to the gym, go work out, try to, if we have any problems. So I'm not, arguing with her and back and forth. And now she's finding reasons to leave. Like, just now in March, she left me because she says I wasn't helping her enough with the children. And I'm just like, how am I not helping you enough with the children? Like, I make bottles. I definitely help you. Maybe not as much as she would like, but I assist in helping her, you know what I'm saying? So she just now is leaving me, and she's like, oh, if you put your hands on me and all this stuff, then I'm going to leave. And I'm like, okay, well, I didn't do nothing to you. This ain't been going on for years now, and why are you still trying to find reasons to leave? So she left and moved to her dad's house in Vegas last year when she left me. And she stayed at her dad's house for 2 months. And then I reached out to her and we worked it out. She came back in October last year and she apologized. She said, yeah, I overreacted. You were sleeping on the couch. You just seemed like you didn't want nothing to do with me. And I said, but look, I'm just not trying to fight anymore. I don't want to argue with you anymore. I don't want to fight. I never wanted to touch you. I never wanted to put my hands on you. But it was just a lot of stuff that was going on that, your family's involved in stuff, saying stuff, making comments. I'm finding out you're lying about who you're with, who you used to hang out with, all these different things. These guys, she met up with at night when, in her younger time before me. But, like, I would ask her questions about that. She would lie about it. Then I would find out on Facebook that she did meet up or hang out with a guy or was talking sexual with a guy and stuff like that. So I found out about that stuff, and that upset me. And then, the rest, just went downhill with our relationship. And it's like now that I've changed, she's trying to punish me, I feel like, for trying to be a better man now. Like, not trying to engage in arguing with her and going back and forth with her and being this type of way to keep my family together. So my question to you is, like, how can I keep my family together? We're separate right now. And, like, now I try reaching out to her, and she said, just worry about your kids. And I'm like, well, what was the point of me having children and having, a family if you're going to now try to leave me off of stuff that I'm not even doing anymore? Like, I'm trying to avoid all of that stuff. I'm not even trying to be that type of person anymore, because I never was to begin with.
And so your question for me is what?
So my question to you is, why is she doing this? Leaving and coming back. If I'm just this horrible guy, why is she leaving and coming back?
Because you're weak and you're allowing it to happen. You're weak. She hates your weakness. She hates the fact that you want her and you do anything to get her. She hates your weakness. And as long as you're weak, she's going to play the game. Why don't you just let her go? Because she has her issue based on what you said, but you have your issue that you need to overcome so you can deal with life in a perfect way. You got to overcome this woman so you can see and deal in the right way. He'll guide you. But you need to let her go. The question is not why she keep coming back. The question is, why do you keep letting her come back? What's wrong with you as a man that you're putting up with this? You need to let her go, put a new lock on the house, and never let her back in again.
Really?
Yeah. Stop arguing about it, because the problem, you got those issues inside of you that you need to work on. You got to overcome your mother. You got to forgive your father. You must forgive your mother. And you must forgive your father so God can forgive you. And he'll take away your mother's nature and then out of you, and then give you his nature. And the woman would no longer be your God, and you would deal with them with perfect love. You got to work on you. It's not her. It's you. It started with you and ended with you. It's not her. Yes, she got her mama issues too. She's angry. And she hate men that are weak because she hate her father. But the issue's with you, not with her. You're not looking at yourself so you can overcome.
Yeah, and it's like...
Let her go. Give her the finger. She's a Cherokee.
What's that?
Indian. That's a song. I'm playing around. But let her go.
But I get what you're saying. But like, why is she? But this is the thing, right? It's like she keeps coming back to me, telling me I love you. I want to be with you.
Because you're weak. The devil is controlling you through her and through you.
Yeah, and it's like when she's back with me, because in 2019, she had a man in my house because I had to put a camera in there because it was just weird. When she came back to me, she was just very, like, just giving me everything. She was just too giving and too nice. Like, it was just weird. Like, after, she came back to me. And then I was hearing noises in my house based on the camera being in there. And, she denied it and everything like that. But it's like every time we get back together, it's like I can't even get stuff done. Like I can't go to the gym because I don't trust her. I think somebody's, she's cheating on me and stuff.
But Thomas, like, what's wrong with you that you allowing all this to happen from her to you? What's wrong with you?
Well, I don't know. Like, I just never been in a relationship. She's the only real relationship I had. Like, I don't go out really and socialize.
But love don't hurt. There's no pain in love. You don't love her, and she don't love you. Let her go so you can see what's driving you to allow this to happen to you and overcome that. The problem is you. This is not normal. The things you allow to happen is not normal, so something is wrong with you. You need to know what's wrong. What is wrong with me that I am allowing this to happen? Then you overcome it, and it will never
I
ever happen to you again.
I
But
just
if you
don't feel
don't
like I can do
overcome it,
better.
I'm sorry.
I just don't feel like I can do better than her. I don't feel like I can get it. Now that I'm 27, I'll be 28. I feel like I'm getting too old to where like I can't find nobody better. And I already have 3 kids by her, 3 boys.
There is no one better than her. There's no one worse than her. It's the same devil. And 28 ain't old, man. What's the? But
Yeah,
that's not your concern. All you do, if that's your concern that you're not going to find anyone better, all you do the rest of your life is repeat the same thing over. You'll go from devil to devil to devil to devil, thinking you're getting someone better, and you're just getting more devils. And that's why people repeat things. That's why we always repeat things, because we don't overcome them. But if you overcame it by overcoming the devil that's in you, you would never repeat it. You're not
and
yearning
why?
for a woman, you're yearning for the love of a father.
Yeah, man. And that's what I was about to tell you, man. Like, man, that's what I was about to tell you. So, like, man, because I watch your show, right? And when you talk about, your mom.
Hold on, Tommy. Let me take a quick break. Don't hang up, all right?
All right, man.
A quick break. 888-77. He's 28 years old. That ain't old. What the? Back in a moment. Quick break. Back in a moment. I have books that are amazing. I highly recommend you get them. 7 Guaranteed Steps to Spiritual, Family, and Financial Success Guide. He's looking for the love of a father. Thomas, thanks for holding. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. So, like, when you talked about, like, forgiving your mom and stuff like that, like, how do I do that? Because what I don't like about her is that growing up, my childhood, she was a single mom with me and my sister at the time before she had more kids. She always had relationships with, she had another boyfriend and then she remarried and then she'd have another boyfriend, remarried, stuff like that. And it was like I always wanted my father to be there. But then, my father unfortunately was on drugs, and, he's still doing that stuff like that. So it's like me and him, we did have a great relationship when I was young. I don't know if he was doing it at the time. My mom claims he was, but I really love my father more than I love my mom, even though my dad wasn't really in my life like that. But it's like every time I go around him, it's love, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like, it's like as much as my mom been there, like when I was doing that stuff, horrible stuff, she'd always have my back and look out for me, good or bad, she'll be there for me. But it's like I still want my dad to be there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I do.
And that's the feeling that I get. It's like I just get upset with her when I think about all the men she had around me, all the stuff that I've been through with that stuff growing up. And I think I rushed marriage because I wanted to be what my father was for me.
Yeah. The way you forgive her is you just explain what she did, and it caused you to resent her for it. You became angry because she was having these different men in the homes and carrying on like that, and you were yearning for your father. Your mother could not help herself. The way you feel right now is exactly what she's feeling. Your feelings came from her. When you resented her, she recreated you in her image. And so now you think and feel like a woman, not like a man.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Like I be feeling soft, man. I be feeling soft and weak.
Yeah. Because you have your mother's identity, and her identity is that of the devil. And so she feel, because she was in her mother, she's yearning for her father. That's why she had all those different men. she is yearning for the love of a father as well. But she was getting screwed rather than getting real love, right? And so
Yeah.
now that you understand that, and this woman that you marry is just like your mother because you're attracted to what you hate. And so I would go to her and I would say, hey, mother, I understand now. And so I forgive you for what you did. I know now you couldn't help yourself. And I'm sorry for resenting you for it because she couldn't help it. That same spirit that's driving you is driving her, the same evil spirit. And so just apologize for resenting her. Don't ask her to forgive you. Don't ask for forgiveness from anyone. You forgive, and God will forgive you. And then the woman will no longer be your God because he would take the spirit of the woman from your imagination and emotion, and he would cause you to develop into a son of God, and you'll be fine.
Okay.
And,
Yeah.
and
So just
forgive your father for not being there to protect you from her. They say, hey, I'm sorry for resenting you, mother. I know now you couldn't help it. And if she get mad, that's on her. If she
yeah,
if she
because she's
complains,
just gonna try to explain to me, oh yeah, those different men, and no, I didn't have different men. She's gonna, argue with me about it and stuff like that.
and if she does, do not argue with her at all about it. You walk away and go live your life.
Yeah.
Because
And like how, and once I do that, how do I know I'm really moving forward as a man, or like I'm able to like close that door on that once I tell her, hey, I forgive you for having multiple men, dating different men, and having men in and out of my life. I forgive you, and I want to move forward. I'm sorry for resenting you. When I tell her that, sometimes, because I've tried it before and told her I forgive her and stuff like that. I didn't say these exact words, but I still didn't feel like no different. I still feel insecure and still had those doubts.
Right.
You know
Do
what I'm
you see
saying? And all
that?
that.
Do you see that? Yes, she was wrong for what she did, and she couldn't help it. But you're wrong for resenting her because you're judging her, and as we judge whatever we do to others, we're really doing it to ourselves. And so
Right.
you're doing it to yourself by not forgiving her. That's why you're still miserable like this. But once you forgive her, there is no how. The light of God will automatically guide you, and he will cause you to have an amazing life right here on earth.
Yeah.
There will be
And
nothing else you need to do but live and know that. Are you doing the silent prayer?
no, I'm not doing a silent prayer. I need to do that.
Suffer. You need to. I recommend you do the silent prayer so God can bring you out of the imagination and cause you to give up trying to make your life work. It'll work naturally. You just go to work, do your job, your physical work, drive your truck and do your thing. But do the silent prayer so he can bring you out of the thoughts, and you will be free, and you will have a life naturally without your help. Life doesn't need your help. Life needs you to let go and let it happen.
And when you mean silent prayer,
Just be still. Go to www.silentprayer.video, www.silentprayer.video, and then it'll show you how to do it. The instructions are on the recording thing there. And after a while, you won't need it, but it'll be a good start for you because you're too involved in thoughts, and all thoughts are all lies about anything. The thoughts are of the devil and not of you and not of God.
and that's what I was saying. Like, I'll always be having these thoughts about my wife cheating or my wife doing this, or
that come from the
just
devil.
all these insecure thoughts.
Yeah, and that's from the devil. He wants you to feel that. He wants you to think that those thoughts are yours, so you could be in that insecure mode, so he can destroy you.
Yeah.
They're not.
So, is there any fixing my situation with my wife once I become a man or become,
I wouldn't even give that one iota of a thought, because you don't want to be right just to try to fix it with your wife. You want to be right because you're a son of God. It's the right way to be. You don't want to live this wrong way, be wrong. You want to be right. And not for anyone or anything. It's because it's the right way to be. And you'll be fine. And whatever is meant to be will be. And this
Yeah,
idea that you won't get another woman, you won't meet another woman, those ideas are from the devil as well. Those are not your ideas.
wow.
The devil trying to distract you from returning to the Father by telling you, oh, if you let this woman go, you're never going to find another one. You just dated one time, one woman. He's lying to you because he doesn't want you to return to the Father.
Yeah, because even when she leaves me, man, like she left me like 6, 7, 8 times, 10, whatever, how many times. But she never divorces me. She never ends the divorce. She never files the paperwork. And then she comes back after 2 or 3 months when I reach out to her. It's like, why did she do that?
Because she hate controlling you. That's all that is. It's not like she loves you. She doesn't love you at all. She hate your weakness.
Wow.
She doesn't have love. Women don't have love to give. Women receive love from the man as he receives it from God.
It's like, why? That's why I said it must have been a trap then to have more kids with me.
Yeah.
To put me on child support or something like that. Or I don't know.
It's all control. And she can't help herself because she resents her father and mother too.
Wow. And that's when at the time, before we got our house, we were watching your show. And I was like trying to as I was watching you, I was trying to tell her stuff like, forgive your parents and stuff. And I did. That was the year in 2020 when I forgave my mom. And, things are going well with us. And then once we moved to the house and she got pregnant with our second child, she just started disrespecting me, just yelling. She was like, all the stuff you did throughout the years, you should deal with my attitude. You should deal with the way I talk to you now. You should be able to put up with all this stuff.
This woman going to destroy you. She's of the devil. And if you keep her in your life, she will destroy you. And then she'll go out and find another man to destroy.
Wow.
You're playing with the devil right now. You're arguing with the devil, and the devil is trying to destroy you. And he's using her to aid him in destroying you. And she get life. She get life out of making you angry. She's taking your life away from you.
Yeah, and that's what I feel since I was 19. I've wasted a lot of time, and I've missed out on a lot of opportunities because of being in this relationship with her. Well,
don't worry about the past. Just live in the present, and it'll be amazing. God will take care of you. It'll be better than what you can ever imagine. You have not lost anything. You just need to return your soul back to the Father.
Yeah.
And so don't think about the past. Don't think about the future. All those thoughts are from the devil, and the devil want to keep you divided. You want to be whole again. You want to be one. And if you let all this go, do the silent prayer, forgive, you will be one. I would highly recommend you take her name. Is her name on your house?
No, it's just in my name.
Oh, good. Keep it that way. Is her name on your bank account?
No.
Oh,
nothing
good.
Nothing in there. Not even my truck. Not even she doesn't.
Right on.
She didn't help me get my truck.
That way she can't take your stuff. But in the meantime, go and forgive your mother and just say, hey, I'm sorry for resenting you for screwing up my life, turning me against my father and all that madness. I realize now you can help it. And I'm wrong for resenting you for it. And don't have any expectation from your mother at all. All right? Or anyone. Live a life without expectation. Just live, just be, and without any yes or no's or right or wrongs and any of that stuff, you'll be fine, man.
Yeah.
And if she's gone, this woman that you're with, if she's gone now, change the lock so she'll never come back again, and do not call her at all. Don't text her. Don't call her. Don't look at her site, whatever you looked at. Don't try to keep up with her. Huh?
What about the kid? What about my kids?
Ain't nothing you can do about it now. Let it go until you get yourself together, and it'll work itself out. It really will.
So don't even reach out to her about the kids, nothing.
If you want to call and she let you talk to the kids, fine. But if she try to use that against you, let it go. Let them go.
Yeah. Really?
Because whatever you love, she's going to use that to destroy you.
Yeah,
What?
so you suggest I even finish the divorce too, huh? Just
I'm
file
sorry?
everything and finish it. I said you suggest that I just finish the divorce too and submit all the paperwork.
Have you already applied for a divorce?
Well, she's already started the process.
Okay, let her do it then. If she does
back in 2019.
If she doesn't, let her do it. Don't you do it. That way she'll have to pay the price for divorcing her husband, not you.
Because this is what I'm saying, Jesse, though. Like, she opened up the case to start it,
Yeah.
the divorce in 2019. So they did email me, the courts, all the documents that I need to finalize everything.
Right.
Do you think I should do it
Yeah.
or just let her do it?
No, since she's already filed, all you have to do is sign the paper because that's
Oh,
what
no, I still got to submit documents and different things like that. Because, like, what she does is she'll leave and she'll submit, like, one form, and then she doesn't do anything else. And then 2 or 3 months go by, and then she'll take a break, and then we'll get back together. You know, so she doesn't go through with the full process. Do you think I should go through with the process, or do you think
Absolutely.
I should just let her finish the process?
Will she finish it if you don't?
Yeah, if I don't, I think she expect, because even
Here's what I would do right now. Don't worry about signing the divorce papers or anything. Let her handle that. But for now, for this moment and the next moment, you will see what to do, all right? But for now, you change the lock on the house. You forgive your parents, especially your mother, and you just take it one day at a time. But don't run after her. Don't just let her back into your life. Don't you try to call your kids. If she doesn't let you talk to them, fine. Don't argue with her. Don't ever argue with her again, or anyone really. Don't argue with the devil inside of you or outside of you, inside of others. And just take it one day at a time, you will see what to do.
Yeah.
You will clearly see what to do.
I already know, man. I really don't. I shouldn't be with this girl, though.
No.
I've been saying that for the
This
last
girl
couple
is not,
years, man.
she was never meant to be your wife at all. It started out wrong and it's ended up wrong because it's not meant to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
And don't explain to anyone why you're doing it. You live your life and move on, man. But you got to get rid of this woman and keep her out of your house and forgive your mother. Do the silent prayer and you'll be fine. I'm telling you, you will see the next step and the next step. And the light of the Father will guide you. The truth will guide you.
Yeah. The only reason why I dealt with her was because of sex, honestly, man. It was like,
Yeah.
she was the first girl that I really dealt with, and then it's like, I just can't let that go. Because outside of that,
Yeah.
everything is bad. I just can't imagine another man being with my wife, or, you know what I mean? And that's the only hurdle, hurdle that I have.
And then you ended up with the devil.
Why you say that?
Because that's what she turned out to be, the devil.
Oh.
And so listen, come out of your head. Stop believing thoughts about all that stuff, right? And let her go. And work on you.
Yeah.
And don't be mad at her. Wish her well in your heart. Wish her well. But because you are responsible as an adult, you're responsible for you. You can't blame her for your weakness. It was already there. And she just brought it out. So she's not to be blamed for all the stupid stuff you've done and allow her to do to you. You're responsible for that because if you didn't have it in you, she could not have brought it out of you.
Do you think she'll ever respect me at some point?
That doesn't even matter. Never expect anyone to respect you. You treat people the way you would like to be treated, not what you expect from them. You don't need no one to respect you. You treat people the way you would like to be treated, and you'll be fine. There's no such thing as respecting you. There's no one there to respect.
Yeah.
All right?
And last thing, man, real quick, you know, your views on, I agree with everything you said. Like, I watched some of your videos, some more of your videos too, when you were talking about like white people and stuff. Like everybody's good. Like every time I had interaction with white people, they always treated me good.
Yeah.
I've never had no like people being racist. So that whole thing, like when you say you treat people, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody want to say, oh, this race and this race against the other race. It's like every race that I interacted with, you know, even the cops, like I don't experience none of that.
Yeah.
No racial discrimination, none of that stuff like that. Now, if I'm being disrespectful, which I haven't been, but if I'm just acting ignorant or acting a certain type of way, then you'll probably get treated a certain type of way.
Absolutely.
But for the most part, not even for the most part, but every interaction I've ever had with a white person, any other race, Mexican, Asian, anybody, if I'm treating them with respect, and it's never been any harm towards my way or anything like that. So that whole notion that all white people are bad or all races against black people and everything like that, it's like, and people want to sit here and, oh man, well you're Uncle Tom or you're this or that, but it's like I would just honestly have to go off of what reality is, and what reality is that if you treat people the way they want to be treated, you'll be treated the same in return.
That's right.
You know,
and those people that call you Uncle Tom is of the devil, and the devil want you to stay in his camp, and so they want to make you angry to draw you back into their hell. They are miserable people. They don't wish you well. They wish you hell because they live in hell within themselves. So just wish them well and move on. Let them call you whatever they want. That's on them. They are doing it to themselves. They're not doing it to you. All right?
Right.
But,
all right, man. I know you got a lot of calls, man.
Yeah.
So I definitely appreciate.
So do this silent prayer morning and night, and practice keeping your mind where your body is rather than thinking about the past or thinking about the future. You will always be divided if you do that. You want to be whole. So let all thoughts pass about anything except practical thoughts, driving your truck, delivering the load, and all that, but you don't live by that. But let all thoughts go. Let that woman go. Be done with her. And you're only having pain because you made women your God. When you resented your mother, the woman became your God. And that's why you're having the pain, because you feel like you're losing God, but you're really letting go of the devil.
Really?
Yeah.
That is just... yeah.
What a mess.
Man, I just really feel like if I lose this girl, man, like, and another man gonna be around my kids.
But let all those thoughts go. That's of the devil. You're letting the devil go, not God.
Okay.
And you'll be fine, man. Do the silent prayer so God can take over. All right?
Okay.
Let me know how it goes, Thomas.
Okay, I'm gonna call in again.
Okay.